Good morning, children. We are once again back in the same chapter of biomolecules. In today's class, we are going to discuss about. In today's class, we are going to discuss about proteins. Now, the question is, what are proteins? What are proteins? So, we can say proteins are complex nitrogenous organic molecules which are essential for the growth and maintenance of the body. So proteins are the complex nitrogenous organic molecules which are essential for the growth and maintenance of the body. Which are essential for the growth and maintenance of the body. So proteins are complex nitrogenous organic molecules which are essential for the growth and maintenance of our body. So every human beings, they need protein for their survival, and without that protein it is difficult for them to survive. Now we are going to study about proteins. Actually, proteins are the polymers of alpha amino acids. They are the polymers of alpha amino acids which are linked with each other by a peptide linkage. So they are actually high weight polymers. So they are the high weight polymers, and they are polyamides that contain carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur. Carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen and sulfur. Proteins are derived from alpha amino carboxylic acid monomers. So proteins are derived from alpha amino carboxylic acid molecules. So they are derived from alpha amino acid carboxylic molecules. Okay, so they are those amino acids which have carboxylic group as well as amino group in the alpha positions, and they are actually, these amino acids are the monomers of protein. These amino acids are joined together by peptide linkage. Okay, now the next point is that a simple protein may contain 100 and even thousands of amino acid units. Okay, it may contain 100 and even thousands of amino acid units. So we can say a simple amino acid, it contains 100 and even thousands of amino acid units. Okay, so that is one of the important characteristic. Another important characteristic is that in the living organism 20 alpha amino acids occur which combine to form different types of molecules. So just remember, we have 20 different types of amino acids which are joined together and they form different types of molecules. Now we will discuss about amino acid. A simple amino acid can be represented by RCH, NH2COH bond. So you should know that the carbon is a chiral group. The chiral carbon contains a carboxylic group, amino group, a hydrogen and that of another of the alkyl group, and this is actually the structure of a alpha amino acid, or that is called carboxy group. So just remember, an amino acid contains the carboxy group as well as the amino group. An amino acid contains the carboxylic group as well as the amino group. Okay, so that was about the structure of amino acids. After that, we are going to discuss about alpha amino acid. Now the question is, what is an alpha amino acid? The acid in which the amino group, what is the amino group? The NH2 group is present at carbon atom adjacent to the COH group of the alpha amino acid. Yes, a simple protein may contain hundreds and even thousands of amino acid units. They are joined simply by a peptide linkage. In the living organism, 20 alpha amino acids occur which combine to form different protein molecules. Now the question is, what is amino acid? A simple amino acid is represented by the formula RCHNH2COH. That is, it contains a chiral carbon that has amino group, a carboxylic group, a hydrogen and alkyl group. Now we will discuss alpha amino acids, the acid in which amino group is present at the carbon atom adjacent to the COH group is called alpha amino acid. The alpha amino acids are the building blocks of proteins and alpha carbon of all amino acids. They are chiral in nature and hence all amino acid exhibit stereoisomerism, that is essential for the existence of D and L type of structure, that is the dextro and the levo structure. As a result, we can say that they show the phenomenon of stereoisomerism. All the naturally occurring amino acids belong to the L form category, that is, all the naturally occurring amino acids are levorotatory in nature. In the L amino acid, NH2 group lies left to the chiral carbon as shown. It lies left to the chiral carbon, that is, this is the basic structure of an alpha amino acid or that of an L amino acid. Due to the transfer of proteins, due to the transfer of proton from carboxylic to amino group, alpha amino acid exists as dipolar molecule. So we can say that alpha amino acid is dipolar in nature. What is the meaning of dipolar? The meaning of dipolar is that it contains two specific poles, the positive pole and the negative pole. The positive pole is occupied by the amino group, negative pole is occupied by the acidic group. So as it contains two poles, or as it shows the property of both cation and anion, it is called as a Twitter ion. It is also called as Twitter ion. So this is the structure, as you could see over here, that we have a carbon which has a COH group, a NH2 group, a hydrogen and an R. Here we have C. Here is the transfer of proton is taking place from that of the acidic group and it is getting joined with the NH2 group. So the NH2 group becomes NH3 and the acidic group becomes CO minus. So this type of ion is called as Twitter ion. This type of ion is called as Twitter ion. Okay, so it has RCHNH2 COO minus. As it contains these two types of ions, it is called as a type of Twitter ion. Okay, this is called as a type of Twitter ion. After that, we have the next thing that is called isoelectric point. What do you mean by the term isoelectric point? Now, due to the Twitter ion structure, what is the meaning of Twitter ion? That is an ion that contains both. An ion that contains both cation as well as the anion, that is, it has the NH3 plus structure as well as the COO minus structure because of the shifting of the proton. Because of the shifting of the proton, that is called isoelectric point. That is called isoelectric point. Due to the Twitter ion structure, the alpha amino acids are high melting crystalline solid, moderately soluble in water. They are high melting crystalline solids and they are moderately soluble in water. In the acidic medium, carboxylate ion group acts as a base and accepts a proton. It acts as a base and accepts a proton. The acid exists as cation under the influence of electric field. So acid exists as a cation as because of the presence of electric field. So here you could see the structure, that is, here we have the NH3CH that on reacting with the base, here it forms NH3COO minus R plus. Now the same reaction can take place in this way. So these are the two reactions that actually prove the Twitter ion nature of this amino acid. So just remember, amino acids are those acids which contain both the cation containing basic amino group and the anion contain the acidic group, as it shows both the dual nature, that is, it shows both positive and negative ion. So it is called as Twitter ion. See, in an alkaline medium, this NH3 group acts as an acid and thus loses a proton. So as we know that substance which donates a proton acts as an acid. So in alkaline medium, If this NH3 group has extra hydrogen ion, it can donate, hence it acts as a proton. Due to this, alpha amino acid exists as anions and thus migrate towards the electric field. However, at some intermediate values of pH, the concentration of cation from this anion forms it changes into these three states, hence is become equal. Hence there is no migration in electric field. This pH is known as isoelectric point. So we can say isoelectric point is that part of the solution when the pH is such that it does not migrate to in any of the electric field. Now we will be discussing about types of amino acids. Amino acids are of two types, that is essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Now what are essential amino acids? The amino acids that can't be made in our body and must be supplied from outside. Those amino acids which can't be made in our body and must be supplied from outside, they are called as essential amino acids. The lack of these amino acid in diet can cause a lot of disease like kwashiorkor. And in this disease, actually what happens, the disease in which water balance in the body is disturbed. So just remember that amino acids are essential for our survival. If the amino acids, these amino acids that can't be made in our body are supplied from outside. So just remember, essential amino acids are those amino acids which are necessary for our survival, and if these amino acids are not being obtained, we have to get it directly from outside. The lack of amino acid in our diet can cause various types of diseases that are called as kwashiorkor disease, and the disease in which the water balance in our body is disturbed. Essential amino acids are 10 in number out of all. So these essential amino acids are important for our survival. Without these essential amino acids, we cannot survive. Another classification of amino acids is that they are classified as acidic, neutral and basic amino acids. Now amino acids like the name called glycine and valine, etc., which contains one NH2 group and one COH group, are called as neutral. If the amino acid contains acidic group, for example aspartic acid, glutamic acid, which contain one NH2 group and two COH group, then that is called as acidic. So just remember, if the amino acid contains excess amino group, that is the basic. If it contains excess acid, that is called acidic amino acid. But if it contains equal amount of amino acidic group, then that is called as neutral amino acid. So these are the three different classifications of amino acid. However, at some intermediate values of pH, the concentration of the cationic form and the anionic form becomes equal. So obviously that is called the isoelectric point. Now here we are going to discuss about essential amino acids. I have told you about essential amino acids. Then we are going to discuss about non-essential amino acid. Now the question is, what is a non-essential amino acid? A non-essential amino acid, a non-essential amino acids are those amino acids which can be synthesized in our body. So these are such acids which can be synthesized in our body, but they are not essential for our survival. Out of these 20 amino acids, 10 can be synthesized in the body. List of different types of amino acids are given over here. So as you could see, we have these different lists of amino acids. See, the first amino acid we are having, that is called as glycine. This is called as glycine. See the structure of glycine. After that we have alanine, which is shortened as ALA. Then we have valine. Then the next amino acid we have is valine. See the structure, we have this type of tertiary structure. Then we have the next amino acid is leucine. After that we have isoleucine. Then we have methionine. See the structure of methionine. it is shortened as MET, and the group where the change takes place, that group has been highlighted. After that we have tryptophan. Tryptophan is the aromatic one. In that you can see this type of a benzene ring. Then we have phenylalanine, exactly the alanine in which one of the hydrogen replaced by a benzene group, that is called phenylalanine. After that we have the next one is proline, which is a cyclic one. This is the structure of proline. Okay, these are the essential amino acids that we see. After that, see some of the all these amino acids till now I discussed, they are non-polar, whether it is glycine, alanine, valine, leucine, phenylalanine, all of them are non-polar, means they does not have any specific pole separator. After that we have the polar ones, and under the polar ones we have the serine, then we have threonine, then we have cysteine. See the structure of serine. Serine, as we could see, it has a plus one, a plus group, a positive group, and here it has negative group. Okay, as a result we can say that these type of amino acids are polar because two separate poles are obtained. See the next structure of threonine, here also positive and negative poles. After that we have cysteine. As you could see the structure of cysteine, here also positive and negative. See the structure, positive pole over here, negative pole over here. Then we have tyrosine, here the positive pole, here we have the negative pole. This is the structure of tyrosine. Okay, after that, see we have next one, that is tyrosine. This is the structure of tyrosine. Then we have aspargine. See, this is also polar structure of aspargine. Then the next one we have is glutamic acid. In glutamic acid we have this long chain. Here is we have the amido group. Here the NH3 group, here CO minus group. That this is called as glutamine. Okay. So these are the two separate types, that is the polar and the non-polar one. After that we will discuss about the acidic, basic and the neutral one. In this, as you could see, the acidic, basic and neutral one electrically charged. If we contains two of the extra acidic groups, see in this way we have these two of the acidic group. So as it contains one extra acidic group, it is called a acidic nucleic acid, acidic amino acid. It is a acidic amino acid. Acidic means it contains one extra acidic group. In the next one also, see there is one extra. So if amino acid contains one extra acidic group apart from the one it actually contains, is called acidic amino acid. Okay, now if it is having extra basic group, see one basic group is extra, so that is called as basic amino acid group. Here is one basic, other basic, so basic amino acid group. Now third one we have histidine. In case of histidine we have a extra amino. So all these cases we could see that it contains extra amino acid. If it contains extra basic group, it is extra amino acid, it's called a basic amino acid. Okay, basic amino acid. So now we know that amino acids are of three basic types: acidic, basic and that of neutral amino acid. If amino acid contains equal number of carboxylic and amino group, that is neutral. If it contains more amount of carboxylic group, that is acidic. If it contains more amount of amino group, that is basic amino acids. Okay, these are the different types of amino acids. After that we have the polypeptide formation, that we will discuss in our next class. Okay children, that was all for the day. Thank you.